Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are diving into Manchester United's midfield transfer saga. Well, right now it feels like absolute chaos. Elliot Anderson, Matheus Fernandes, Sandro Tonali, and even Xiaomini. The names just keep coming. Reports from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano suggest United will be one of the most active clubs this summer in the transfer market. Well, social media is buzzing, fans are panicking, and there's a lot of confusion about what's really happening. So let's try to untangle this drama together. Let's start with Elliot Anderson. Manchester City have already submitted a massive bid, 106 million guaranteed, plus 15 million pounds in add-ons, taking the total package to 121 million. However, Nottingham Forest rejected it outright, making their position clear. They want over 120 million guaranteed, no add-ons. United remain keen and attentive, but City have led the race since March. Jamie Jackson of The Guardian confirmed that United haven't given up. They still believe they can win the race and may even put in a bid themselves. Now here's where the confusion kicks in. Fans are asking, if Fernandes is valued north of 80 million by West Ham, why not chase Anderson instead? Especially since he's reportedly United's #1 midfield target. At first, I thought it might be wage related, but Jamie Jackson reported that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is intent on trimming costs at United, yet he would be prepared to meet Anderson's wage demands if he decides to join. Anderson currently earns around £100,000 a week at Forest, and his camp could demand north of £200,000. Honestly, United can afford that, and a club of their size shouldn't be turning away from such a talent just because of wages. That said, with Forest adamant on their price tag, I don't think United will get into a bidding war. There is, however, a slim chance if Anderson himself makes it clear he only wants United. As David Ornstein reported via Bennyman Sports, sources indicate that midfielder has told those close to him that if he were to leave Forest, Manchester United would be among his preferred destinations. The attraction is the chance to become a central figure in a rebuilding project and play a significant role in United's next phase. But only time will tell what happens. Now on to Matheus Fernandes. The first story that broke was West Ham's astronomical price tag. They ideally wanted around £100 million, but Fabrizio Romano reported that expectation was closer to £85 million. Crucially, Fernandes himself is very keen on a move to Manchester United. United are in direct contact with his camp, and discussions are progressing well on the personal side. Fans were horrified when the initial numbers came out. Excitement quickly turned into panic across social media. But the reality is United are negotiating smartly, not rushing and trying to avoid a bidding war. Then came the latest twist. Reports suggest United are exploring a combined deal for Fernandes and winger Crescencio Summerville. West Ham, however, value the pair at around £140 million, while United aim to pay considerably less. Fernandes remains the priority target, but this shows United are also looking at creative ways to structure their summer business. So, what's the hesitation? Despite the higher transfer fee, Fernandes would actually be cheaper in terms of the overall package when compared to Anderson. That's why insiders believe United are keeping the door open. Still, fans are divided. Some argue United could actually go for Scott from Bournemouth. He's cheaper, qualified for Europe, and Fernandes was relegated with West Ham. Well, my take on this is relegation doesn't define quality. Remember Roy Keane? He was relegated with Nottingham Forest before United broke the British transfer record to sign him. West Ham's stance looked like a tactic to spark competition. Arsenal, PSG, and even Real Madrid are monitoring the situation. But if Fernandes continues to push for United, the price could settle well below 85 million, maybe structured with add-ons. Until then, it's a tough deal to close. Now let's move on to the last segment of this video. Sandro Tonali. Manchester United admire him, but they have cooled their interest. Newcastle's 100 million valuation and Tonali's wage demands are simply too high for Ineos' current strategy. Meanwhile, Spurs are very serious. Fabrizio Romano reported that Zerbi wants Tonali as his new midfield star, and Tonali's camp has already had positive talks with the Spurs manager. Ornstein confirms Spurs have open talks with Newcastle direct, showing real intent. The deal looks advanced at this point. Arsenal are also back in the race, having failed to sign him last January, and Manchester City continue to monitor the situation. Here's my personal take. Manchester United have repeatedly mentioned Tonali's gambling issues over the past few months, which shows that while they are interested, they are unlikely to break the bank for him. And that's a shame, because Tonali is exactly the kind of player United need. At just 26, he is Premier League proven and he's the most suited option to replace Casemiro. He could have been a marquee signing, especially if other names like Chaumini don't become possible for United. But the reality is his wage demands will always be significant, and Ineos want to avoid that at all costs. For United fans, it will be hard to digest if Spurs, who don't even have Champions League football next season, end up signing Tonali, while United sit out. Looking at these three midfielders, it's clear that Matheus Fernandes is the deal United are more serious about. However, it remains to be seen when and how this deal finally settles. In the next part of this video, we will dig into other midfield targets being mentioned, such as Alex Scott, Carlos Baleba, and Chaumini. Please comment down below who you think Manchester United should sign, and don't forget to subscribe to Market 11. It doesn't cost anything, but it helps this channel grow massively. Until next time, see you.